Have you ever had negative thoughts in your mind that you aren't good enough, that you'll never be successful? If so, you're not alone. I've had those thoughts playing in my mind ever since I took the leap to become an entrepreneur. It's a dirty, dark secret that no one likes to talk about, as the glamorization of becoming an entrepreneur is shown in the media. I realized that in order to succeed, I needed help. We all do. So I decided to go all in on myself, spending thousands of hours in the trenches, reading, joining groups, listening to podcasts, hiring coaches to develop a bulletproof morning routine for success. Join me on my journey as together we build our morning fire to ignite our lives as entrepreneurs. My name is Jeff Wickersham, and this is the Morning Fire for Entrepreneurs podcast. Happy Friday to you. So as always want to start off with 3 breaths to center ourselves, get into the present state, put away any of the distractions, any of the negativity, any of the things that are happening outside of our control. And it's always a great place to start. So we're going to do 3 breaths in, 6 count in, 2-second hold, 7 seconds out, center ourselves, and then we'll get into transforming pain into purpose. So let's go ahead and breathe in, hold, and out. Another breath in, hold, and out. Final breath in, hold, and out. Awesome job. Just a great way to get present, calm down, really open up our minds to hearing the message that I'm going to deliver to you on this Friday. Friday is always a great day to review what has happened in the week, adjust, and then refocus if you haven't hit your targets, your missions, your goals that you're striving to achieve. And today I want to talk about transforming pain into purpose, because I know personally in the last 8 years, I've been through many painful parts of my life, and I've learned from those. I've been able to turn it into purpose. I know there's a lot of people out there due to COVID, due to job losses, suffering in a quiet desperation, anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, all of those factors. And I want to talk about how we can transfer that pain that you might be feeling right now. You might have trouble looking at yourself in the mirror on a daily basis, have regret, have frustration, have pain. I want to talk to you about how we can use that pain and transfer it, turn it into purpose, because that's a powerful practice to get into. It can give you jet fuel to achieving what you want to achieve in life, as well as stepping out of that area of pain. And I've experienced it 7.5 years ago. I lost my mom to breast cancer. 7.5 years ago, I watched the woman that brought me into this world leave this world, literally take her last breath. 7.5 years ago, after she passed away that night, we had the second unit of the funeral crew. It was later in the evening. And I remember watching their faces as they questioned whether they could carry her down the steps. And I jumped into action, and actually, with my brother, carried my mom down the steps after she passed in that dreaded black bag. I had pain in that moment. Over time, I transformed it into purpose. COVID hit. I had to shut down my gym business. Reopened it, ended up closing it. Caused a lot of financial issues, struggles, pain in my family. But it's how we interpret that pain, how we go about this process that I'm going to explain to you today, that can give us tremendous fuel, energy, and purpose moving forward. So that's what I wanted to dive into today. Know that if you're going through something now, you're not alone. Many other people are probably experiencing a similar thing. And that's one of the things that so many times we get kind of caught up in this loop, that why me? that victim mentality. Why is it always happening to me? It happens to all of us, right? And that's the first piece I want to share with you is the reality is we cannot avoid pain. We're wired to run away from it in our minds, that fight or flight system, right? When we feel pain, we're wired to run away from it. It's our mind's way of keeping us safe, keeping us certain. But the reality is we're not going to escape pain, whether it's financial, relationship, whether it's a death in the family, whether it's being addictive to a substance, or you will never avoid pain. And if we just understand that reality, that's a powerful perspective to bring into your life. Instead of why is this happening to me? Accept it. Okay, this is a pain I'm going to go through. The reality is nobody is going to avoid it in life. Without the valleys, without the darkness, there isn't light. There isn't those peaks that you experience. So having that frame of reference and knowing that the reality is we're not going to avoid pain as much as we try to, that can give you some grace, that can give you some peace, and that can give you perspective moving forward. The second piece to it is I want you to lean into it. Feel it. Don't run from it, and don't numb it up. I know in my past, this year, 2022, I chose to not have a single drink of alcohol because I know in my past, when there was pain, that was one of the crutches I used to numb it up immediately, not feel it, numb it up, thinking it would go away in some capacity. When in the reality, that numbing up or going on social media, getting a dopamine hit, right? Or going to porn, doing something that was not allowing me to get past it, not lean into it, not feel it and let it compel me to action. So many times we go and we numb it up. So that's the kind of the second part, right? One is having the reality we can't avoid pain. Two is don't run from it. Feel it. Don't numb it up. Let yourself sit in it. David Goggins, who's up above my right shoulder, if you're watching this on video, if you're listening to it, he's on my bookshelf. He says, lean into that pain, sit in it for a while, feel it, and let it compel you to action. So that is a very powerful practice, kind of step two in how you can transform your pain into purpose. Step three is, and we talked about a little bit about this earlier, reframe your perspective, right? Know that you're not going to be great at this when you start. And I was just on a podcast yesterday and we talked about this, how we have this reality we're going to be great at something when we start. When you start and when you have painful experiences and you're looking to transform it into purpose, you're going to suck when you start. That's okay. Give yourself grace. When you get through it, it might take a lot longer than it will after you've put in the reps, after you've put in the practice. Still celebrate that you got through it. You've transferred it into purpose in some capacity in your life. As you do it over and over again, it's going to get easier. It takes practice. We suck at things when we start, but we have this misconception that we're going to be amazing at it when we start. So reframe that perspective. No, you're not going to be great at it when you start. Just practice it, celebrate it once you get there. And then next time it will be easier. Very, very powerful from a perspective, and then practicing, right? Those repetitions over and over again, doing it can help you reframe that pain into purpose. And then kind of the four strategies. And this comes from my coach, Brian Johnson. And yes, I have two coaches at the moment. And it's obstacles make me stronger. And I was just speaking with a client yesterday because he's facing some frustrations. He's facing some pain. He's facing some difficulties. And I gave him this mantra because it's incredibly powerful. Obstacles make me stronger. Imagine if you had pain in your life, you had some frustration, work, personal related, financial, fitness related, health related. And instead of why me or the victim mentality, you saw it as obstacles make me stronger. And I told my client yesterday, when you have these things, and I would get into this practice if you choose to do so, when you have something that's difficult, when you feel that pain, just go ahead, say that out loud. It's a little bit goofy, a little bit crazy, but immediately when you do that, it changes your physiology. It gives you that reminder. You took action. Obstacles make me stronger. What I'm going to go through now is going to make me stronger. You have that perspective. You have that, you've reframed that focus. You've reframed how you see it, and then it'll let you step through it. Obstacles make me stronger. Great way when you have pain, when you have challenges, when you have obstacles, to be able to go ahead and push through those. So that is another piece to the puzzle, right? When we're transforming pain into purpose. And then lastly, and this is one that hits so home for me, right? Keep that pain close to you as a reminder to compel you to action, right? If you're watching the video, I just held up my right arm, you're listening to it. I've got a pink wristband that I wear around my right arm every single day. That's a reminder of my mother, not to go crawl in the corner, but to compel me to action, compel me today to say, you know what? Today is a gift I will never, ever get back. I better use that gift to my fullest. I better play all out. I better play as if my hair is on fire and I'm sprinting towards a lake. That's a reminder. And so many times we want to push it away, the pain that we experienced. Once you start transforming it into purpose, once you reframe it up, once you use obstacles make me stronger, and you let it compel you to move, and it becomes jet fuel, then you need to keep it close to you. Keep reminders around. Doesn't have to be a pink wristband. Could be a sign. Could be a little saying. Could be something that signals to you, hey, I went through that. I transformed that pain into purpose. What I'm going through now, I can do the same thing. And those reminders, the way you can reframe your perspective, it's incredibly, incredibly powerful. So recap, number one, the reality is we're not going to escape pain. Stop thinking that you can escape it. It just happens to all of us. That's the human condition. That's part of being a human being, right? Lean into it. Don't numb it up. Feel it. Let it compel you to action. Let it burn a little bit. Then you can take action, move forward, and you can start to transform it into purpose. Reframe your perspective, right? This takes practice, time over and over again. You're not going to be good at it when you first start. If you need help, reach out to me. I'll do my best to help you and guide you through that process based upon my experiences. That's what I love doing as a peak performance coach. Obstacles make me stronger, right? Lean into it. Even when I say that, I just smile out loud, right? And then once you've transformed that pain into purpose, keep it close to you as a reminder. We need reminders in our lives. A reminder that you got through that pain, you move forward. You can do it again no matter what you're facing. Incredibly, incredibly powerful to move through. I appreciate you watching. If you have any topics that you want me to cover in these live sessions, send me a DM, drop me a line. I'll do my best to cover them. Come on, ask a question live. I'll answer it as well. Have an amazing, amazing day. Rise, fight, love, repeat. Get after it. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for listening to the Morning Fire for Entrepreneurs podcast. You now have the knowledge, but without action, knowledge is useless. Choose to act. Choose to step into your greatness and unlock that hero inside of you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review so more entrepreneurs can hear this message. If you absolutely love this podcast, which I hope you do, then share it up with someone you know who might see benefit from it. Become that beacon of change, and together we can impact the world.